Hi, good afternoon. Today is October 21st, 2019. My name is Olawale Okabola, here to bring you the prep report for tomorrow's pit session for the S&P E-mini. Tomorrow would be October 22nd, 2019. What do we do? Let's start from, well, today was really a nothing day. Wasn't my best day. Let just bring up the profiles. Wasn't my best day. All I can say is I could sum up the day in two words: no sellers. No sellers. Market's going to grind higher. Value was clearly higher today. I talked about what was going on underneath and who was buying and supporting this market. However, if there's no one coming in to sell, higher value, the market's just going to grind. But as you can see, there is no real elongation. So I wonder if I'm the only one who took a loss today, trying to push this market lower. All right, let's get into the bar charts. On the monthly, here's another reason why um, that can explain today. I talked about the importance of passing October's open. We leave in a serious excess low that's still in place on a monthly time frame, a time frame higher than the day time frame. So you have the longer time frame that's looking at this monthly chart, seeing this excess, and they're probably saying to themselves, why would I be a seller? And us day traders, we know, there's some action going on. Let me pause it. We as astute day traders, we know that there's some action to the downside just from the level of stops that are accumulating, reestablished Friday, reestablished overnight. Market continues to grind higher, right? So we know that there's action down below, but the long time frame, the longer time frame that can push the market has no desire to sell. So I'm shorting and not getting anything for it and quickly realize there's just nobody there. Nobody pushed this market down and I can't do it by myself, right? So um, that just explains kind of what's going on because no one's moving. No one's trying to fight this excess low, at least now. When I say no one, I'm talking of a time frame longer than the day time frame. So we'll talk about this stuff later, but that's what's going on. This is the only thing I can find to explain why no new sellers is showing up, or any sellers that for that matter. All right, so we are still one time framing lower by 1 month, but barely. We're still in a 3 month and a 2 month balance area, but we're above the half back, and we're getting ready to challenge this high here at 24 half, this high from September. On the weekly bar, one time framing on again a time frame higher than the day time frame, it's trending up. Not only trending up, but it is also, here's the trend, but it's also one time framing up. So this is the only thing I can figure out. Well, come to the conclusion. Let's say that there isn't any sellers as of yet. They have no reason to liquidate. On the daily, we're one time framing higher. Um, one day, we're still in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 day balance area, but we're above the 5 day half back. In addition to that, we are now getting ready to challenge the 5 day balance area high. Quickly, the volume for today is 3.2. This range is 13 points, so the volume really doesn't tell you anything because it's a squat day. It's supposed to be low volume. The problem is when you get like 3.2, 3.5 on a day where you're talking, say a day like Friday where you're talking like 24 handles, then your antenna starts to go up like, does this really make sense? But a day like today where there's low volume and there's a squat range, well, that makes sense. Let's go to the profiles, figure out our plan for tomorrow. Right now, you look at my chart on the left. We're in a 5 day, 1 5 day, 1 2 3 4 5 day balance area. And as I talked about earlier, we're trading above the 5 day half back. The 5 day balance area high, 2 week also is also the 2 week balance area high. Going into tomorrow, you want to know if we breach this 5 day balance area high, it's technically a breakout from balance. You want to know, are we accepted or rejected on a breakout? That's the key question. Remember, acceptance is based on value, not price. Value, does it develop at least overlapping to higher, if not clearly higher, above this 5 day balance area high? If that's the case, we clearly have acceptance above, and the auction just continue to move to the upside. If we don't have acceptance above, you will see value wherever it wants to develop, but it will develop below that 5 day balance area high. Makes sense? So, not price, we want to follow value. Value incorporates time, price, and volume. So you're looking at it on 3D. Candlestick traders and traders who use volume analysis, etc. They're really looking at it 2D, volume and price. Time, that's what makes the profile in the value area very important. That's how you can quickly determine if you're on the right side of the market, at least for me. Okay. On this side, take this off. What we want to pay attention to going into tomorrow is this pullback low at 30.01. If there's any change to this grind higher, if there's any change, value will begin to, at a minimum, overlap this pullback low, if not totally be below this pullback low. That can signal that these folks who are holding the bag, we know that they're weaker hands. We know that they're short term traders. We know what references they're using. We know how many times, you can see for yourself, how many times they're buying at a certain level. We know it's the day traders. Well, day traders got to liquidate. We know it's short term traders. They can still push this market higher. But let's think about the logic. If value begins to develop below this pullback low, that makes value lower, or at least overlapping to lower compared to today being Monday. So that gives you an opportunity to begin to press these folks. These folks who have bought here, who've bought on the low, today's low, if they're not beginning to see what they want, which is price going higher, breaking out of, if you look to the chart on the left, this 5 day balance area high, get acceptance above that. They want to see a breakout that's accepted. I mean, that's what you will want to see if you're a short term trader trying to swing this thing up. You're also backed up by the monthly bar that is showing an excess low on a time frame higher than the day time frame. So you put yourself in their head and you want to figure out what are they thinking and what do they want to see. Okay, if there's a problem, once again, value will develop below this pullback low. That makes value lower. We can challenge. You can see for yourself, right? Look how many times they're buying from a certain level. If this is no good to you, well, this level is very important because you know there's stops here, and they probably putting stops there, and they probably got stops below today's low. Probably, right? More than likely. So that's what you want to pay attention to coming into tomorrow. If we can't get any acceptance below this pullback low, you just got to close your eyes and say, hey, you can't fight them. So you might as well join them and join them to the upside because then you'll have a breakout. Again, I talked about the confirmation you need to see for a successful breakout at a minimum, overlapping the higher value, if not higher value above this 2 week and 5 day balance area high. And then you get that, you want to see one time framing higher, meaning continuation higher. Okay, that's what you want to see. Please be aware that be aware that you know again who's holding the bag. So you should take quick hits. That's my mistake today. I did not take quick hits. Even though I shorted the market, it was looking good. I was looking for something more than that was there. And then the market quickly reversed and came back in my face. So I didn't follow my own advice from yesterday when I put out the report saying that, hey, we need to take quick hits unless the market proves to you it wants to trade lower or higher, like, with aggression. If we do trade higher, possible destinations or levels you want to pay attention to is the breakout from the 2 week. You want to pay attention to, I believe this is higher, oh 09 quarter. Yep, oh 09 quarter. It's another level you want to pay attention to. We get acceptance above oh 09 quarter. Then you go to the next reference. This is on the weekly to monitor the market's appetite to at least challenge this high. This high at 24 half, that is, I believe, September's high. Yep, so September's high. You want to see what kind of, if we're looking at the monthly, we're looking at this excess low that's still in place. You want to see whether or not, what kind of appetite the market has to get up to September's high, which is at 24 half, and break out of September's high. Quickly going back to the profile, for those who are paying attention to the action that I got drawn down here, where stops are beginning to, excuse me, accumulate again. Your first sign, so you can forget about this trade for now, right? Because your first sign of there could be some action to that downside is we come back through October's open. That's at 87, 87, which is here. That basically tells you that, hey, now you can visualize we're coming back through this open. So now we're beginning to eat away at some of this excess low. We're beginning to eat away at it. Doesn't mean it's going to be anything aggressive, but nevertheless, for the trade that's setting up for the time to come, at least okay, there could be change, and then I can get on board with that because value and stuff are lining up. Doesn't have to happen tomorrow. It could happen later in the week, or it could happen later. But bottom line, it will happen eventually, and whatever catalyst is going to take to get it there, no matter. All right. Other than that, everybody, your attention needs to be to the upside, regardless of how you like this market. Your attention needs to be to the upside. Not to mention, we have a poor high that could get taken out, and that can take us right above this 5 day balance area. And then we want to see we got acceptance or rejection. I got a treat for you. Hold on. Okay, folks, I got a treat for you. This is a 30-minute candle. Within the 30-minute candle, you have 15-minute periods within a 30-minute period. Okay. This is a detailed chart I like to use. I like to give a shout out to Window Trader Blue for providing such awesome software to allow you to break this market down any way you want to. This line represents the overnight high. Let's follow this blue line. It's overnight high. They bought, they being day traders, bought once from the overnight high, twice from the overnight high, 3 times from the overnight high, 4 times from the overnight high. So if you're using the 15-minute period, they bought 4 times from the overnight high, right? If you're using a 30-minute period, it probably would only show 2 times. That's why sometimes you need the details. The details helps you take advantage of what's going on. Okay. All right. Take out the overnight range. Bring this in. Okay, that's from previous day. This is today's open. Okay. This is the open. We want to see how many times they bought off the open. They being short-term traders. If I can find my open. There you go. This green dot line is the open. They bought from the open once. I think they did it twice, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, no problem. They bought from the open once, right? So we got a weak low at the open. Who is buying at the open? Now, we talked about the monthly reference that of that excess low. We talked about that. That's important to a time frame higher than the day time frame, right? We talked about this monthly excess low time frame higher than the day time frame, what they're looking at, what they're seeing. However, you look at the profiles, you see who's doing the buying, and it's not the longer term traders. They're not buying off the overnight high. Four times they bought. They also bought off the open. Who is lifting this market? These are day traders, short term traders trying to lift this market. So that's why it's very important to pay attention to whether or not we get acceptance or rejection above this breakout, which is of a 5 day balance area high, 2 week balance area high, whatever you're looking at. It's very important they get acceptance above here because if not, we already know who's holding the bag. They're holding the bag from today with these weak buys. We have this pullback low that we want to pay attention to, but then we also know that they're all supported by the sandcastle, all those stops underneath that I've showed over the last couple of days. So you being armed with that information, you begin to see that I might not be as bullish as price and volume will have lead you to believe. So keep that in mind. Once again, shout out to Window Trader Blue for making this information available to us for those who are students. Uh, leave it right there. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, not to make your bias for the downside. I just show this to use as a caution when you're going higher. The only thing that would eliminate that caution is a gap higher, a gap that holds. The gap signals a new auction to the upside. And if that's the case, I'm not worried about any of this stuff because the gap represents a new auction. So if we don't get a gap tomorrow that holds, in the back of my mind, I'm still going to be watching this stuff because I already know who's holding the bag. So if I do take some long trades, I'm not looking to hang in there at all. This time, I will follow my own advice. All right, folks, sorry for the long video. This is Oluwale Okabola, Spartacus Trading Corporation, wishing you a good day.